Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is The Rant. And today it's a celebration, my friends, because Bandcamp has banned AI generative music. So let's party. Yo! Yo! Hey, what's happening? I'm Jade. This is The Rant. Welcome. You know the deal. Hope you're doing okay. So here we are. Things are moving at a great pace. Finally, someone has some balls in the music industry and has decided to stick it to the robot man. So let's say hello to everybody, and we'll get to it. In a moment, it's the start of a new week here in Australia. It is Monday morning. We got lots of great stuff coming up here on the channel. A great interview coming up at the end of this week. Lots of cool apps to take a look at. And, of course, Unearthed at the end of the week. Good stuff. Thomas Christ is in the house. What's going on, Thomas? Hope you're okay. Pausing Guitars, g'day. Dave Bops, hello. Ethereal UK Music, this beautiful artist here was featured on Unearthed. And in February, we'll have her on the show and talk about her great music. You may have remembered her being played if you're a fan of Unearthed. And you should be. Dave Bops. Did I already say hello to you? I probably did. I can't remember. Jenny Jolivet, Professor Boomer, Wolfstone Studio. These two, Jenny and Wolfstone, Ron and Jenny, they're coming on the show this week, and we're going to have a creator rewind because they've been on the show before, but we're going to catch up with them again and find out what's going on because they have released a really cool album, and all the money goes to helping dogs and cats, and we love that. So we're going to have them on. We're going to talk about it this Thursday, US, UK time. Indeed we are. Happy days. Dynamite Throw, g'day to you. And Hugh Caldwell, hello. Rock Hard Music. Wow. Hello. I hope you're doing well. Rock Hard, a staple of this channel for a while, disappeared and has been making some good music coming back. And I'm sure you're interested to hear my take. Well, most people know my take on AI. I'll tell you before we get into it, some dumb fuck. You know the deal with these rants. I'm going to swear and I'm going to call it as it is. Mateusz, hello. I should call everyone's name before I get into it, right? Yeah. You can help the channel by doing these. SuperChats, they help. Stuff, things, right? You can help if you want. There's no pressure ever, anything like that. E-Urban, what's going on? You can become a channel member if you like for $1 a month. And you get cool emojis, stuff, and things. Patreon, you can join. We give out apps. And I master your music. And at the end of today's show, we're going to talk about something I'm working on, which I think it'll be fun. For people who like making music. I know, who would have thought? Get into it, says Russ. Hello, Russ. All right. So yesterday, was it yesterday or was it the day before? Some fuckhead. Someone told me that I don't know what I'm talking about in relation to AI music, and I'm not accepting new technologies. And I was like, listen, fuckwit, I don't really have time to deal with morons because obviously you've not watched anything that I've done before, so you're just basing this off a generalization. Meanwhile, I actually went and looked at your stuff before I commented on your AI slop rubbish that you're pumping out there with your fake character that you've spent money building on a fake persona, as you're probably some like really obese weirdo sitting there jerking off in your mum's basement at the AI woman that you've created that isn't real. But here's the deal. You think that I haven't adopted new technologies. I've been talking about AI music for about 4 years on this channel. And have done many, many demos in its infancy when it came out. I am all for new technology. This is what this show is about. How to app on iOS, right? taking a look at new apps and new ways to make music and things that can help you make better music. But when it comes from somebody who fucking obviously just can't be fucked learning how to make music, or doesn't even treat music with the respect that it deserves, right? That like it's a craft. And we'll talk more about that as we go on. Rockhart, very kind of you. Thank you for the donation. And Dave has bopped us. Thank you very much, boppers. Jerry Gomes is in the house. I'm all for technologies, right? I've tried Suno, I've tried them all. We did it here on the channel like 2-3 years ago. We even tried to make songs. I even tried to put my own music in and make stuff out of it. But as we saw live on this channel, what it was it turned out to be just a glorified slot machine that's asking for your money. You just keep pumping money in and it keeps giving you stuff that's kind of okay unless you keep putting some more money in to work on it, and maybe you'll get some better results. And my opinion has changed over the 4 years as well with it, right? But it's the same with lots of AI stuff. Firstly, the elephant in the room is it's not intelligent. That's the first thing we need to do. We need to remove the intelligence factor from it because it's not. What we do is intelligent. Well, that's hard to say because look at the president of the United States. Everybody's just sitting on their hands over that. We're not being very intelligent there, are we? So we're not that intelligent. And to actually believe that a computer is going to be more intelligent than us when we are sitting back watching the world spin out of control is another story, isn't it? Right? Yes? Yeah, all things considered, we're not doing so well on the old intelligence department, people, are we? Right? Proper love you, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith featured on Unearthed as well. This week, just gone. So let's get into the meat first. Let's talk about the article. So here it is. Came out last week. It's very exciting. Because I don't know if you know this, I'm a big fan of Bandcamp. I've been using Bandcamp for a very, very long time. Why do I like Bandcamp? Well, Bandcamp to me has always been this place like a refuge away from the corporate sludge that is streaming services, right? And I've been using Bandcamp since I first came across it many, many years ago because I always found really cool music that a lot of the streaming services wouldn't allow on, especially because I'm a death metal head. And death metal album covers tend to have, some pretty gory stuff on them. They're pretty extreme. But you could go to Bandcamp and find these underground, gory, extreme bands. Like, it's pretty hard to find a band like Clotted Symmetrical Sexual Organ on Spotify. It's not really something they want to promote. But they're more than happy to promote AI slop. But that's always been the thing for me. Bandcamp just has it feels like the tape trading world. It feels really gritty and like you have a way to really connect with your fans. When you put out a message, it gets to your fans. And you have the options on Bandcamp to create merchandise and create vinyl and tapes and sell them direct and really get into the weeds of like what it's like to be a musician and sell stuff and interact. And it's just a good experience. Now, sure, is it got as big a reach? No. And that's part of the reason I love Bandcamp, right? And hey, people may like Bandcamp for different reasons. This is my experience. I can only speak for me. I live inside this body. I have to live and breathe and shit and do all the other things and look at everyone else. And you make your decisions. That's the way it all goes. What have we got here? Some other people coming. Joe Glenn. Barry's somewhere behind. Forest of the Wolf, g'day to you. I've clicked the wrong name there. Paul O'Farrell, yay for Bandcamp, absolutely. And it's a great way for musicians to actually make some coin because we all know that Spotify are offering 0.0.0.000 of a poofteenth of nothing, right? In fact, we know because I've done rants on this show because I fear new technology, don't I? I never talk about this stuff, but I do, right? And we talked about it when Spotify came out and went, you know what? If you don't get 1,000 views in a year, whatever, we're going to not give you any money whatsoever. Which is pretty shit, right? It's pretty shit. So we know the deal with Spotify. We know the owner is using money to fund weapons, upgrades, and military stuff. And these people are shady, weird, fucking, should I say it? We know, don't we? We know. We're starting to see through the cracks in the people who are controlling the world, aren't we? That they're all right? We're seeing it by the way they're protecting each other. Just is what it is. And it used to be you'd see fringe conspiracy groups and go, no. I think you think people are lizards. It's like, no, I don't think people are lizards. I just think they're right? Same thing, really. So we see all this stuff. I see I'm hitting the beep button because YouTube's been really attacking my rants for the last 3 weeks. So hi, YouTube. Right, here we go. You got to give it to Bandcamp. It's an awesome move. Yeah, look. And you got to give it to them as well because they have done their best to try and not only have Bandcamp Fridays, right, and try to encourage people to buy at a certain time to make sure artists get the money, but still have pretty competitive stuff. Some guy I saw as well too. There you are. Hey, it's some guy. Good to see you. I'm trying to catch everybody who comes in. So we know that Bandcamp and do they have some weird takes? The owners of Bandcamp, yeah, they do, right? The people who own Bandcamp, Epic Games, right? So they've got some weird takes on some things, but you know, when I look to my political views and stuff, I don't really go to a CEO from Bandcamp, right? Because I know the moral compass is kind of a little bit weird, right? So forget that stuff. But this is a very bold move. Now, people are like losing their minds over this, especially those Suno prompters. Hi, how you going? They're losing their minds over this. But then they lost their minds over Deezer. Because remember, this ain't the first company who's done this. Deezer has been ripping music from their platform for about a year, actually. And it's so funny. Some of the stats here, just so you know, in April 2025, 18% of music that was being uploaded to Deezer was generative AI. And that was April. And then you look here to September, and it's a 10% rise. So it's definitely on the rise. And when you join these Suno groups on Facebook, you can see them all like sitting there. Like it's if you're not a part of these Suno groups, we're going to look at some of them today. You need to join them on Facebook because there's some funny shit that is written there. You know, how fucking musicians are just angry at us because we've found a way to tap into the industry and make more money. They're so cocky, man. They're fully like, oh, we're real musicians. It is very entertaining to see the amount of brain rot. And, you know, this brain rot is a thing that is happening throughout society. This isn't only, you know, stuff like Suno generative music. There's other things where the brain rot in the world is really bad. But Deezer's stance, just so you know, they focused on transparency, fairness, and artist protection, actively developing AI tools that flag fully AI generative content. So they've already been doing this. They built a full-on tool that does all this, sifts through it, breaks it down, and tries to find the things. And it's got a really good success rate. So it's a really cool piece of software. They reckon it can identify 100%. With no problems. And they've been actively removing artists or disallowing them from going on. So what happens if you don't know? So when you release music through a streaming service like DistroKid or CD Baby or anything like that, it goes through their process first. They have a look at it, make sure the file's okay, just do all the tests to make sure there's no like really glaring problems with art and stuff like that. And then they send it off to the places like Apple Music, Deezer and all of that. And then each individual company like Apple and Spotify and Deezer, they have their own set of rules, their own style guides that you have to adhere to. And then at that point, they can reject from there. Where Deezer was allowing these songs through, then they had to proactively or reactively go back and remove some of these tracks. And now they're proactively running each and every song that comes through this software and they're removing them, which is great. So you're probably wondering, how? How can this software detect this stuff? How can it work it out? Well, it's very fascinating. So we'll talk about, as we learn more about AI music, of course, my opinions change. Like if you go back and watch when I first started talking about AI music back 4 years ago, it's a very different thing. Now you're starting to understand how exactly it works and how you're able to determine if this is AI music. And the software, because here's the deal, we'll cover this ground one more time. If you've heard me say it again, grab your coffee. And by the way, merch is in the description. If you'd like to be a cunt, you can buy a cunt mug or cunt shirts or whatever, you know. So, AI is not intelligent. It is just a glorified gigantic word processor that breaks up tiny bits into pieces and it brings them all together. Especially language, right? It parses language. It studies the way we put together words. It parses the way we put together language. And it understands and tries to generate the next word that something would say. Because guess what? There's a whole lot of evidence out there of the way we communicate and the way words pass together. Right? Look at it all. It's all out there. And music is the same thing. And for the longest time, I've probably been saying stuff like, it's all our music. But let's be real, with AI generative music, what it generates is pretty much the top 100 of Billboard. Right? And that's why it sounds to most muggins most pleasing, because it's like it's taking some of the most tried, true and tested, successful songs that have been out there, right? The songs that resonate with people on these charts, right? The plastic world, because you've got to remember, with everything in this world, anything that is labelled as new technology to us, the muggins, feed us more, please. The president's not a pedophile. Everything is, you know what I'm saying? Us, it's fed to us. This technology has been used by these producers for a long time beforehand. So you have to be serious here and realize that this music, this AI generative stuff has been in the charts already by the labels. We've been listening to it for years before this actually became a thing. It's not, right? So the way the internet worked, the way the internet came into being, the people who have the fucking power, who have the patents on this stuff, they use it and then they work out a way to monetize it before unleashing it onto us. Because what's the point of having a thing if you can't make money from it? This is the truth, right? You've got to have some kind of way to monetize it. And then, because rich people who invest R&D into making this stuff, they don't do it so they can just give it away for free. We're not in that world. It's nice to believe that may happen, and there are wonderful, kind human beings who dedicate their time and love to help people and all this stuff. So there are people like that out there, but corporations, people behind this, they got to make money from it, right? So this is why when people hear this music, they're like, oh, it sounds so pleasing. And it does. There's been AI generative music that I've listened to that has resonated with me. But it's not because like the person who made it or was good at making lyrics or anything like that. It's because it's taking from a tried and true formula to make it a top hit. Right? Even recently, there was a country song that made it to be fair, the headlines were like, AI song makes it to #1 in country chart. But then you've got to see, this is the thing, you just can't believe everything you fucking read these days. You've got to pass through the nonsense and actually read the article and do some work yourself. I know this is a hard thing, especially for AI generative fucking shitheads out there, but you've got to pass through the stuff and find out, where's this source coming from? Who's writing this stuff? And when you look at that, that's not the case. It was a #1 chart hit on a country like paid to stream fucking chart, which it's very easy to go and pay $3,000 to make your song chart to #1 in that chart. It's a play to win chart that it got up there. But again, they're not telling you this, right? Because it's just a headline. And nobody reads headlines anymore, do they? Of course they don't. You just see a headline and go, "Wee," right? So AI music is dog shit. That's where we're at here. And no, but the way it is made and the way it is, this is why I do see a lot of people saying stuff like, but I just take my music and put it in there. And that's great, right? That's okay. But in fairness, what you need to remember, things like Suno work best without putting your music in there. Now, follow me on this, because not everybody writes good songs, even musicians. I know, right? There are musicians who write terrible lyrics and write terrible melodies and terrible fucking music. It's always been the way. And sometimes even that terrible music that humans write gets really popular. Actually, they become really huge. Who would have thought? But it doesn't matter. If your song is terrible and you're putting it into Suno, Suno is made to generate big, fancy pop music that's pleasing to hear. That's just the way it is. And if your song sucks, it's still going to suck. I'm sorry. You may think that, oh, but it really helped my song that I think sucks. It still sucks. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. And you can say that AI is assisting you and helping you with your music. Still sucks. And you know how you can tell that? When you can't remember a song after you just listen to it. Good God. And boy, is there a lot of that shit of AI assisted music out there. It's, you know, what's really sad is watching. And look, this isn't an attack on a person for this, right? It's not an attack on the person who's doing this. What it is an attack on, what I'm saying is the current state of the world, where we are bombarded. You can think this is looking political, but we are currently being bombarded with so much fucking nonsense in the world. Everything we're getting fucking thrown at. It's just thrown every day, just nonsense. I'm going to attack Greenland. This fucking shit, this nonsense. It's just fucking utter nonsense. And the reason why it's being thrown at us is to affect us emotionally and make us feel shit and make us feel like we have imposter syndrome and make us feel anxious and make us feel depressed and make us feel terrible and make us make poor decisions and make us feel lonely and make us feel this. None of it's out there to make us feel good. I'm telling you that. When was the last time fucking somebody in our government said something you went, I feel like somebody cares. They don't, right? Because it's the same as like people who content farm. If you don't know what content farming is, right? So they don't make anything. They just make a post asking you a question. Hey, everybody, how are you feeling today? They're not actually providing any content. They're getting you to feed content to boost their fucking content. And a lot of those people who do that use AI, right? They don't even film themselves making the video. They just put out this content farm going, hey, everybody, who's eating chocolate today? And everybody goes, me. And then it makes engagement. And then that creator starts getting money from the engagement. Content farmers suck. They're losers as well too. Don't engage with them. When you see that shit, when you see people who have pages, Facebook pages and stuff, where every day they're just filling their page with questions for you. Hey, what did you do today? Hey, what are your thoughts on pizza? What's the best kind of smartphone? Fucking go through their page and just see it and don't engage with it, right? Because it's just content farming your opinions to just like make them some money. Anyway, I'm getting off the point. But the way the world is at the moment, they're trying to like attack you and make you feel bad about yourself and make you doubt yourself and all this kind of stuff, make you feel helpless and hopeless. And this is what I see with musicians who are turning to AI, who are really good fucking musicians. And I see it and just go, but why? You're fucking already really good. And knowing that we don't all write bangers. I've written, and I saw Mr. Smith write, I've written 1 million turkeys. Fucking man, the amount of turkeys I've written as music could feed the entirety of Africa for fucking Thanksgiving even though they don't have Thanksgiving. Right? We're all going to write turkeys. It just is what it is. Nobody's fucking perfect. But it just is a shame to see really good musicians who've spent a lot of time on their craft going, I just want it to help me with this. It's like, okay. And I'm not attacking the people doing it. I think it's an overall feeling. It's just this, we all feel it, right? This weight of the world that's on our shoulders all the time. That's, if it's not fucking, can I afford my rent this week? Can I afford my bills? Can I eat this week? And all this pressure. Then on top of it, it's like just nonsense stories of like, this person's bad and trans people and fucking this. And you're just being bombarded with so much shit every day that it starts to make you doubt yourself. And as musicians, we already deal with imposter syndrome, deal with red light fever and all these different things, right? Just is what it is. And the other thing that AI music, there's so much I could bitch about, right? Before we get to this, the reading the Bandcamp thing. Let's just read the Bandcamp thing. We'll come back to that thought. All right, let's read it. What do they say? What did Bandcamp got to say? Because some of this I don't agree with, okay? Here it is, Bandcamp. AI in the Bandcamp community. Bandcamp's mission is to help spread the healing power of music by building it's a bit wanky. Building a community where artists thrive through the direct support of their fans. We believe that the human connection found through music is a vital part of our society. Yes, 100%. And culture. And that music is more than a product to be consumed. It's the result of human cultural dialogue stretching back before the written word. Yes, indeed. And this is what I've talked about also, all right, is that not only is this current, concept of a plan that the people in power have is just disparages to make us feel worthless and all this stuff. They want to take away your fucking creativity. Again, I hate repeating it over and over and over again. But when AI first became a thing, the promises were, it's going to fucking help cure cancer. It's going to help medical stuff. It's going to help us solve climate change. It's going to help us solve all these problems. And the first thing they went for was creativity. Coincidence? The one thing that we've used forever and a day to fight back and to console us and to help us express ourselves and to, Woodstock and all these things that have happened. There's been music the whole time, right? Music's been a part of like humankind before words. And they say it here. That's it. And so this generative AI stuff, especially music that we're talking about, it's attacking that. It's taking away this power. Now it's like, again, what do you do to like take away people's power in a time when people are desperately wanting to be heard? You flood the end goal with information that creates anxiety and panic and all this stuff. And it's what's happening here. Allow this thing to exist. Allow this thing to flood the distribution services with slop, which is rubbish, and it overwhelms the musician to go, well, what's the fucking point? How many videos have you seen of people going, we're doomed, we're fucked, AI is going to fucking ruin music? It's not. And it's the reason Unearthed exists, right? See, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I reckon we're here. There's a lot of fucking sick music, and it's going to get better and better and better and better and better because people are going to start seeking it out again. People have got fucking lazy, and they don't go and look for music. They don't go and look for things. Everyone wants it handed to them. But I've got a subscription, and it just gets fed to me every fucking week. No, that's not going to work, right? Because if you allow shit to be fed to you, you're just on a feeding tube. That's it. I think people have to make a decision and either sit there and be on a feeding tube and just suck what's given to them, or start to go out and look for, hang on, well, what music is out there, right? Because there's shit tons of it. And Bandcamp has been doing this for a long time, right? With great music out there. I've found so much great music on Bandcamp. Similarly, say that 4 times fast, musicians are more than mere producers of sound. They are vital members of our communities and our culture and social fabric. So we're people. Okay, so we have feelings, we matter. I'm digging it. Bandcamp was built to directly connect artists to their fans and to make it easy for fans to support artists equitably so that they can keep making music. Today, we are fortifying our mission by articulating our policy on generative AI so that musicians can keep making music and so that fans have confidence that the music they find on Bandcamp was created by humans. Our guidelines for generative AI in music and audio are as follows. Music and audio that is generated wholly or a substantial part by AI is not permitted on Bandcamp. Any use of AI tools to impersonate other artists or styles is strictly prohibited. In accordance with our existing policies prohibiting impersonation and intellectual property infringement. I've seen some people losing their shit over this, and it's like, but they've always said you can't upload covers, right? Which is what that shit is. This is where it gets sketch. So not all of this is good, all right? I'm not going to sit here and lick Bandcamp's ass completely. This is sketch. If you encounter music or audio that appears to be made entirely or heavily reliant on generative AI, please use our reporting tools to flag the content for review by our team. We reserve the right to remove any music on suspicion of being AI generated. Now, this is where things are a little bit seedy because I can sit here and say that AI shit, which it is, right, it's slop, but the people who are using it are cunts. It's people. And just because you've got a website where you're saying, oh yeah, people can just report. But musicians have been arseholes to each other for years. Real human musicians, right? This is not a new thing. And if you've ever done gigs with other bands and stuff, you don't always get along with other bands. Ugh. I remember a band called Anarion who we did gigs with, and they were like this they were like this full-on metal band, and they had swords and stuff. And me and my friends in our band, we wrote a song about them called Parting Your Hair with a Sword. And they got really upset about it. They found out about it, and they came to our rehearsal studio, wanted to punch us up. Wow. So, not all bands get along with each other. Thank you, Wolfstone Studio. This is why Valerie and myself done YouTube hotspots on the sound sessions last year. There are so many good artists. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. There's so many good artists. Looking for music is a big part of me, and I do that for decades. It never gets boring digging for gold. Yeah, look, and that's been so much fun for me as well too. But it's getting hard because sometimes you find someone and go, oh, that's all right, let's investigate further. And you have to keep looking further. You just can't hear something and go, that's all right. Because you got to look further because, man, there's been quite a few times where I'm like, this sounds good. And then after a few more clicks and a few more, it's fucking AI. And you know why I first thought it was good? A, it's trained off to sound like the slop that you hear on the radio. B, I'm not listening to it on good speakers. I'm in my lounge room. You can walk in here and put it on my monitors and you can hear it straight away and go, fucking hell. Over-processed fucking goddamn garbage. Anyway, with this policy, we're putting human creativity first, and we will be sure to communicate any updates to the policy as the rapidly changing generative AI space develops. So that's good, right? At least they're going to look at this. My question is, who's on this team? Who are they paying? I hope they got a good team because 28% of music released by Deezer last year, AI slop. And I can only imagine that Bandcamp is getting inundated with music that is AI as well too. Zach Thong, hello to you. Or is it? Because let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Oh man, I'm a part of some really hilarious groups, and I encourage you to go and join these groups. They're really funny. Suno Studio. Nganga Joseph says, I've been creating hit songs. I've been creating hit songs. Hits. Hit songs. I've been creating hit songs in Suno and uploading it to Bandcamp and not seeing your support, my fellow creators. This was January 15. This was just before the ban went into place. Oh dear. I hope he's okay. Why do AI music sound better and sweeter than human music? Why do you need a dictionary? Real producers would agree. The irony. I mean, the irony does not escape me. Real producers would agree. What? Coming from you and your fake producer land? Some of the comments are amazing. Why does McDonald's French fry taste better than well-balanced meal? Death to Skynet. It's pretty wild, the stuff that is going on here. So I think we're in this group now. Is this a Suno group? Let me find my groups. Search groups. Suno. Here's the fun bit. If you search for Suno groups, you'll find a lot of this. There's a lot of Suno for Jesus groups. I'm telling you, man. The Jesus crew, they really love Suno. Why? Do you know why? Because they can just copy text out of the Bible and just whack it into a song. And you know what? It sounds just as good as most Christian bands. But I'm telling you, there's so many Suno for Jesus groups. It's wild. It is wild. You know what? Because they're just too lazy to go door knocking on a Saturday. And there you have it. So, Suno for Jesus, Suno AI music group. There's so many of them. It is just strangling Facebook. It is just become a thing. I'm a part of 3 of them because I can only stomach 3. Really. It's really hard to... how do I get to my groups? Let's see. Groups. My groups. My groups. Here we go. So I'm a part of Suno Music Creators Universe, Suno Studio, and Suno Music Creators. Yeah, I find your lack of faith disturbing. Let's have a look. So the beautiful thing about this is we can come in here and we can search for Bandcamp and see what they've got to say. What's everybody saying? Oh, I'm 63 years young and Suno taught me more about human psychology than any college degree professor. Psychology. So how's that degree going, Professor? Fucking hell. Ever did. I have used the tool to create music that sounds more like the angels themselves. Oh, fucking this guy believes in angels as well. Fuck me. We're fucked. We're fucked, guys. I then demo it for others only to bet with mediocre responses. Well, fucking what do you expect? I listen to the music made by other Suno users and feel the same mediocrity in their music that is others expressed about my music. I don't even want to listen to the radio or other artists now that I force myself to listen to others. The psychosis, while harmless, I guess needs a name. Yeah, it needs the right name. Psychosis, I think you're looking for. Look at this one. This one's a massive cope. We've got massive cope. I love it. JDL, what's going on? Massive cope. Bandcamp bans AI. Board meeting, minutes leaked. So anyway, we need to make a stand. This AI stuff. Really, why? Well, a talentless, mediocre vocal minority see to think it's holding them back from attaining their full potential. Oh no, that's terrible. We must act to help this mediocre vocal minority. So apparently we're the media... and their full potential. Let's ban AI music. Let's ban AI music. Silence for a few minutes. How will we do it, though? More silence, clock ticks. We could scan all files on the way with the same total foolproof algorithm hacker to stop the upload. Fucking hell. It's little wonder why these motherfuckers are using AI generation for their lyrics. They can't fucking write. They can't even fucking spell. Fuck me. Fuck. Yes, good plan. From the small detail that these algos, I guess algos works with phycology, the study of algae. The algos. Hey. Let's go. Hang on. Where are we up to? Yes, good plan. Apart from the small detail that these algos return more than 10% false positives. And we would be pissing off many of the very mediocre people who are aiming, the very mediocre people, right? These people have been listening to for years and years and going, I love this artist, but now all those artists are now mediocre shit kickers because I can type in some shit in a prompt box and now they're all losers and I'm making mint. I'm making bank, motherfucker, because I'm a real musician. Mediocre people, and we are aiming to uplift. Oh, we have no budget for that. More silence. I know. Let's get to the community to report something when they think it's AI. Let's get the... Brilliant. I mean, there is no way that someone who is perhaps a bit talentless and mediocre... Fucking hell, man. These people just think all musicians are talentless and mediocre, and they're in. Obviously, they've not like ever listened to an interview with even someone like Lady Gaga, who talks openly about depression and anxiety and imposter syndrome. The biggest artists in the world sit there and go, fuck, man, I fear of what I do. I'm afraid of what I do. I like now we're not human. We're all just fragile fucking buttercups sitting here going, please listen to our music. This one, look at this one. Oh, man, I got banned. They banned me. Help, my account was deleted. Bandcamp is a tiny part of my music marketing, but I'm supportive of their aims and believe strongly that the true enemy of all independent artists is the corporate machine. See, this is where it gets weird, right? Because the very same people who are like seemingly attacking, like they're saying musicians suck, and finally they have a chance now to be the musician, are fueling the fucking machine. And they don't see, right? See, we've been doing this for a long time. We know the machine, right? We've seen the machine. We know we get sped up. We've been getting 0.001 of a cent from Spotify. They know, we know what the machine is, right? And you see the pop industry, that it is a machine, right? People are put through based on looks and how they can present them. And this shit's been going on a long time. This ain't anything new. It's like the people that go, trans people, they just came out of... They only started existing 10 years ago. Of course they did. In your fucking brain broken protecting mind. This is a problem. Because they don't see that they're actually now pumping all this music out to feed the machine to a company that just bought Suno, Warner. And look, I'm telling you, you want to hear the real board meeting at Warner and Suno? This is how it goes. Not that fucking nonsense you just read there. This is how it goes. We can't keep fucking like trying to pull the wool over musicians' eyes. They know that they're getting ripped off. They're removing all their music from Spotify. What are we going to do? They've worked it out that Spotify are generating their own generative music and putting it in their own playlists. Because up until last year, Spotify made no money. Hello, Moby Pixel as well. And I think Barry Glenn, I saw you too. Spotify was running at a loss until last year. Interesting, isn't it? Till last year, when they started putting their own music into playlists, own generative music. Now, you can sit there and call me a conspiracy theorist, but are you fucking joking? You don't think they're doing it? Right? They'll do anything to make money because everything's about profits. Profits, 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 profits. Everything is about fucking profits. Profits. Everything. Now, these people Warner, who bought Suno, they've realized these people are just sitting there generating music and they are fucking just somebody's paying attention to the poetry I wrote. They are so fucking, but at the same time, they're fighting the machine, right? They're just easy targets. They're easy sheep to manipulate. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm all for AI music generation. Keep it coming because it is just going to bolster real musicians. It's going to this renaissance, which isn't really a renaissance because there's heaps of great music out there. It's there. Nothing's gone away. Nothing's changed, right? There's amazing artists. It's just we're not being fed them, right? We're being fed scare bullshit and social media and horrible fucking Donald Trump nonsense and all this shit, right? To keep us all on the edge of our seat and angsty and all this shit. We're not being fed stuff that we want. Why? Because that makes us happy. Rhett, hello, balls to you. Why would you want to keep people happy? They want us angry. They want us upset. They want us miserable. So look, this is great from Bandcamp. It shows, because I'm not going to lie, when Bandcamp got bought by Epic Games, I was fucking scared. I was scared we're going to lose Bandcamp. This really strengthens the idea that Bandcamp are going to stay around. And this has, believe it or not, put Bandcamp in the spotlight at a time when Spotify are losing bands and musicians at an alarming rate for them. Right? Well, this is the thing. Here's where do you draw the line, right? And I'm not going to lie. I think the tools for things like mastering and that kind of stuff, what's the problem? Right? It's polishing, it's doing the thing for the music that you've made. That you've made. And the AI, this is a thing with AI drummers and all this kind of stuff. How AI is it? How AI is it? Right. Anyway, we're getting into those weeds. And look, the argument is with a lot of these people is that we use VSTs and we use DAWs. DAWs are just, man, it's not the fucking case. Or maybe they did. See, I can't keep up with everything. So maybe they did. Who does, let's ask, who do we ask? Which AI should we ask? Who currently owns Bandcamp? I'm just going to let March 22, Songtrader bought it from Epic Games. There you go. So thank you for correcting me. Hey, I'm not perfect. I'm wrong often, all the time. Mastering, yeah, look, and people use it. And I still don't use the AI mastering. I still master stuff myself. Why? Because I like control. I'm a control freak. I don't give a fuck. CQ, hello to you. I'm a control freak. I don't like handing it off to something. I just like knowing what I know. And I like watching YouTube videos. And I like fucking learning. Because here's the other thing, right? This is Gary Hubbs, hello to you as well, too. This is the other thing as well. This is a lot of these people are really, like, some of the stuff they write in these groups are like, but I don't want to sit there and learn all this stuff. It's like, of course you don't. Why would you want to fucking learn anything? That takes time and commitment and reward. You just want the fucking easy way. I mean, again, I can sit here and nag on AI all the time and go, it's shit. Learning's really fucking good. It's really fucking good. It stimulates your fucking brain. Right? And it really fucking helps you to like start to pass some of the bullshit that we're fed in the world. Because I don't know about you, but I kind of see people who go, but I like being dumb. And go, this is why we're at the place we're at. It's your fault. You're the fuckwit. But I like being a fuckwit. Okay. Can you do it on an island? Epstein Island, maybe. Some other island. Can you go to Mars? Isn't there a rocket heading there soon? I don't know if you saw this too, but another little side step here. Elon Musk is suing the major record labels. If you haven't been following this, shall we have a quick look at this before we get out of here? Well, Elon Musk suing music labels. It's all on for young and old. Here we go. Remember, reputable websites, folks. Elon Musk sues major music publishers, plus BMG, Cobalt, NMPA, and more, alleging industry-wide collusion to force licensing deal. This is the guy who's got software that allows you to take clothes off a 6-year-old child in a photo. Just, again, let's just have a moment of zen, shall we? And when called on it, instead of going, oh, you know what, you're right, well, let's fix that, decided to add a paywall to it. Just to be clear, just so we know who we're playing with here. Good stuff. We're in really good times at the moment. We're in really good times. So his crybaby thing is that he reckons they're all colluding to mass, take him out. And by the way, if you didn't know too, Grok has just been added to the US military. What could go wrong? So in the week after it was announced that this software allowed users to take the clothes off children, is now implemented into the US military. Can I show you something else before we go? Let's just have some fun facts. See this website? See this here? I'm going to type in Nazis.us. Isn't that interesting? Do you want to see that again? Do you want to see that one more time? Do you want me to zoom in on it? NAZIS.US. Isn't that interesting? AI music, I think we've got bigger problems to worry about than AI music at the moment. I'm just saying, right? So it's okay to be upset about this stuff, right? It's okay. At the end of the day, I think AI music is wicked. Keep generating it. Hey, if you're a prompter, keep making it, keep prompting it, keep going for it, keep flooding Spotify with all this shit. It really doesn't matter, right? Because you prompters are getting way fucking like crazy about this stuff. You guys, you think that the musicians who have influenced you to now make music are now your enemy and you hate us, right? And I don't hate anybody for doing this stuff. I don't hate them. I think it's very amusing that people can't see what's happening right in front of them. And but it is people that is the problem, right? It's the people. Anyway, I'm going to end on a positive note, right? Because what I am doing here on this channel is each week, and I will start my quest tomorrow today, even though I already have music for the next 3 weeks for Unearthed. I have so much great music for these shows, but I will start looking again. Hello, Laurie's Mishmosh. Because I love doing it. I love doing it, right? There's no point hating it, right? But it's fun to laugh at. And it's fun. It is fun to laugh at. I do hate content farmers. I think they're fucking losers. But I want to go out today by sharing something with you, right? Yeah, I'd love a pint. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. I want to share with you something I've been working on. And we're going to release soon. And I'm going to make it free. Why am I going to make it free? Because I don't want to sell things like this for people. I want people to have tools in their possession to make music. This is what this whole channel is about. I want people to keep making music. And I want people to get better. I want to keep getting better. I love getting better. I love fucking learning from my mistakes and fucking making mistakes. I love writing shit songs that are like, oh man, this is a dud. Last year, I tried to record about 6 songs that are just dog shit and they'll never see the light of day. And that's great because for every 6 of those, one of them was okay. Right? I got to release some cool stuff last year and it's fun. But I want to keep making, showing you tools that can help you make better music. I want to see you get better. And I want you to not be depressed about like AI generative music. We should be focusing on like other stuff, I think, other than this, even though I'm focusing it on this show. But the point of these rants is for me just to yell and try and make you laugh a little bit each week. And at the end, try and bring it back home to remember that music's pretty cool, right? So I am working on now a lot of people have told me from my live streams, my live guitar streams, that they love my acoustic guitar sound. My big, washy, reverby acoustic guitar. I've been told it heaps that you guys love it. So I'm working on a sound pack for this in Soundbox. So you too can have my beautiful guitar tone. And this is just a little beta here. I'm going to give you a sample of it, right? Do I have a keyboard connected? Is that a keyboard? So this is my lush guitar sound, which I'll be giving away. You won't have to pay a cent for this. If you've got Soundbox, you can use it. So, very exciting stuff, and we'll have a release for this very soon. Where's my keyboard? Anyway, you get the idea? So, now I just got to finish up some of the stuff for it. There'll be a whole bunch of other sounds. We're going to aim at 10 presets in there and with some reverse stuff in there and a whole bunch of shit like that. So I'll be probably releasing this in the start of February. Because there's some other cool releases coming out, so I can't say any more. Anyway, Pete Johnson's up next. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me and let me talk a load of nonsense today. Thank you for supporting the channel as always, and all the kind super chats that came through today. I can't do it without you guys, and I love doing this and just getting shit off my chest each week. And if you disagree, let me know in the comments. I don't really care. No. But no, thank you so much. Pete Johns is up next, and he's playing your music live, and you should go over there and check it out because we got some great music in this community. And I'm going to dump you there right now. Do all the things, be happy, and don't support right? Because they're running the world. See you later.